A man may be a pessimist determinist before lunch, an optimist believer in the will's freedom after it. On this note, welcome back after a palatable appetizing lunch break. Now let me have a privilege to introduce our next honorable speaker, Mr. Kunal Sonawala. Sir, may I have your permission to begin? Thank you, sir. Sir has completed MBA Marketing from International Institute of Information Technology and is also specialized in Oracle E-Business Suite Services, SAP, ITSM, COBIT, BMC Software Solution and Services. Previously, Sir was also engaged in marketing strategy process and demand generation, inbound and outbound marketing, as well as in digital communication. Apart from being a good team leader, he is also a great human being with an excellent management skill, a very competent, proficient, and knowledgeable marketing expert who always explore for new ideas and improvements. I now request you, sir, to kindly address the batch.
Hello. Yeah, I'll put it. No worries, no worries. Hello. Are you able to hear me? Is this better? So, good afternoon, everyone. So, everybody had their lunch? How was it? Good, good. So let's not have any kind of scripted approach to anything. Okay, you can speak your mind. You can interrupt me anytime you want. You can ask questions if you feel so. My name is Kunal Sonawala, and I am here from a company called Omne Present. So let the machine get connected, and then I'll walk you through as to what is going on in the digital space when it comes to marketing and sales, the core business units that drive the organizations ahead. Fine? I understand all of you are from some or the other kind of marketing background, right? No? Okay. So all of you are from MBA, is that the right understanding? Yes. So what are your specializations like? Sure. You're freshers. Oh, okay, right. Sorry for that. But your graduation should be in something related to commerce, right? Okay, good. Perfect. So is the machine connected? Perfect. Can you also connect the audio, please? Audio is also connected. Okay. So I like you all to pay attention to a video, which I feel most of us are stuck in today, especially because of the things that are easily accessible to us, right? And since you're going to begin your journey, I need you to sort of pay attention to this and take away some of the key messages. Fair enough? Can you please run the video? Okay, the sound is.
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
Whoa, that's not good.
Oh, I don't need this. I'm already late.
Somebody will come. Anybody out there?
Do you have a phone?
No. Sorry. Somebody! Hello? There are two people stuck on an escalator and we need help. Now, would somebody please do something? I don't believe this. You gotta be kidding me.
I'm gonna cry.
Well, there's not enough left to do, is there?
Hello? Hey, don't worry about it. I'll fix it in a second.
He said he could fix it. All right. All right. That's more like it. He says he can fix it.
Walking down the sidewalk, kicking my feet as I move into the music. Step to the beat. I woke up today, canceled all my plans, and I stepped right outside with my guitar in my hands, and the notes became alive as the sound caressed the air, and I kicked it up a notch as I strolled without a care, 'cause I'm going down the road to a...
Does it make sense? Do you agree with what's going on? Can you relate with it? So here is the key message: get off the escalator or elevator, whatever you want to call it. Make sense? Now the things that I am about to tell you are very close to our heart at Omne Present. That's exactly what we help our clients with. And again, if there are any questions at any point of time, please ask. Fair enough? Can you please go to the PPT? Full screen mode, please. So it is very important to understand things like why somebody comes up with a name, why somebody comes up with a key message, what is the value proposition like. Fair enough. So when we, so just a small story, when we started thinking about what we should do ahead at Vyom. So by the way, Omne Present is a Vyom Labs group company. As a company, we are more than 650 people spread across the globe. We have offices here in Pune. We are located here itself at Baner. We have another office in Mumbai, Dubai, and also in the US. We have a lot of Fortune organizations as our clients. We originally worked as an internal marketing team for Omne Present, for Vyom Labs, sorry. And towards the end of the last year, we thought that why not we spin it off as a separate entity altogether with a focus towards helping other organizations to grow exponentially. We didn't have a name yet. We had a clear thought process that, okay, we want to start an entity which will help organizations grow. One of the key statistics that we saw was, has anybody been a part of a startup by any chance? Has anybody started up by any chance? No, okay. So there is a very key statistic related to startups that only 2 out of 10 organizations sort of succeed over time. Rest of 8 either fail or they do not grow like they are supposed to. And we saw this is a bad statistic. This is wrong. What's going on is not right. It's not right for the business, not right for the economy, not right for the people. Right? So if the organizations are not growing, they are not flourishing, or they are shutting down, people will be out of jobs. So there is something drastically wrong with this entire story, and we thought that what is it because of? What are the reasons behind this happening as such? We went deeper into this analysis and we found that all the reasons related to the organizations not being able to grow or shutting down altogether are related to sales and marketing. Come to think of it, if an organization has a steady flow of leads, steady flow of opportunities, will it ever shut down? will it not grow? It will grow, right? So that's the crux behind Omne Present. What I'm about to show you now is what are the market conditions like, what are the buyer conditions like, and what are the few things that you can do which are in your own control so that you may able to get off the escalator. Make sense? Okay. Next slide, please. So one very important food for thought. Everything when it comes to marketing is interconnected. You cannot have something and expect everything will be fine. So just to give you an example, for an organization, the components, the various components that sort of come together to really promote the organization are things like website. I mean, that's one of the core things. Things like their search engine presence, things like their social media presence, things like their email, etc., etc. There's a long list. So if you miss to do something, it is going to have an impact. Make sense? Next slide, please. Do you have a ticker? Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot. What connects everything in turn is results. I mean, behind everything you do, behind everything you are asked to do, there is a component of results always associated with it. So for example, why do you eat food? Why do you eat food? Food is a fuel for the body, right? Why are you studying? Why are you studying? You want to make your careers, right? So there is always an association with the result. If there is no result, you will not do something. When it comes to these ideologies, everything that we do in marketing, so they are called as campaigns, marketing campaigns. Every time you float an idea for a campaign, one of the very first things that will be asked is what will be the ROI for that? What will be the return on investment for that? So that is a clear association with the results. How many leads you will get, how many footfalls will you get for your trade show, how many attendees will you get, what will be the impact on the revenue, and so on and so forth. Make sense? For an organization, whenever they think of investing on marketing campaigns, these are the typical thought processes they have. They are mostly related to growing the customers, business itself, leads, branding, traffic. So traffic is associated with the website. Think of it as footfalls. So if you have a stall at a mall, your business is termed as successful or a failure depending on how many footfalls you get. Does anybody understand the concept behind a pipeline? Pipeline? No? Okay. So how many students are here? 90 odd students. How many applicants were there? Any clue? So your college, when they started this batch, they had X amount of people who would be interested in joining here. Then there would be people who will be going through various exams and various registration processes. Then there will be more filters, and finally you are here. So this is something called as a pipeline. Okay. So one of the very first things that leads to a great pipeline is the traffic. Did you all visit the IIEBM website when you? So you were part of that traffic. So you are finally here because you went there. Make sense? Finally, top of the mind recall. Do you know what is a top of the mind recall? Anyone? Anyone? Any clues? Have you gone to Flipkart? So you went there to buy a product. So for example, you went there to buy a cell phone. Makes sense? You saw the phone, it was very good, very nice. But then you got busy with your daily routine. So maybe a class is starting up, you had to shut it down, you had to resume your work at the class. The class is over, now you want to surf your social networks. You log into your Facebook account. In between of your stream, you see the same message with the same phone from Flipkart. Has it happened with you? Yes? So that is called as top of mind recall. That is a concept which is called as remarketing, which you might have thought, oh, this is a sign, oh, I forgot to do the transaction, let me go ahead and complete it. But for Facebook, it is a very planned activity that they did with you. So this top of the mind recall is a very essential tool with the marketers today to ensure their traffic lands on their, becomes their customers and at the end of the day. And the market is changing today. As always, this is the only constant. The change is the only constant. How do people buy? How do people do things? It's called as buyer evolution. I don't go to grocery store anymore. I don't even go to malls anymore. Based on what I have bought earlier, these people suggest me that this is the next thing you should buy. As a buyer, if I feel it is correct, which it will be, I'll just buy it. Then and there, case closed. This is how the things have really changed. With apps like Uber, it's become so easy to hire a cab. You don't even have to go out to hire something, especially in Pune. How many of you are from outside of Pune? Oh, a lot. It is difficult to get public transport here. So now with a click of a button, it's there. Yeah, initially you don't even have to pay for it, it's free. So this is how the buyers have evolved. They are not at the mercy of the sellers today. So what the change that is happening, the transformation that is happening is the sellers today are educating the buyers instead of advertising to them. So that is one of the key differences that has happened, and it has all happened in our own lifetime. From the regular advertisements, now you will see people advertising about some initiative, some youth concept, some entrepreneur related activity. At the end of which, yeah, of course, you know the brand name, you know what the product is, you will buy it. In order to sell something, it is very important who the buyer is and how do they buy. So the cycle itself has changed as we know it. So today, the selling cycle looks something like this, that you have to first attract strangers to become your visitors. So visitors can be from the point of view of your website, mostly from the point of view of your website or a mobile app. If it's an offline business, then a direct walk-in. Okay? So you have to attract strangers into visitors, and how do you do that? It's through websites, blogs, social networks, search engines, and phone calls. So these are different tools by which you can attract the strangers to become visitors. Once they are visitors, you can have different call to actions, landing pages. So what are these things, by the way? So when you log into something, when you go ahead to surf a certain page, if it's a product or service oriented, that typically is supposed to be a landing page. The agenda behind a landing page is to ensure that if you are the buyer and if you like the story behind the thing that you are looking at, you will subscribe to it, you will forward your details, you will submit your details so that they can contact you in turn. That's exactly called as leads. So if we for example go somewhere, Flipkart again, we have to register. So that's a lead, that's a conversion. Closing is, of course, when the sale happens, when the transaction happens. Finally, delight. Now, using social media, using the blogs, using the content, using the referral programs, people delight their existing clients to become referrers. So mouth publicity is still one of the best things that leads into a successful transaction. That means the technologies have changed behind it. That's all. Leveraging e-marketing. So that's the key element here. Soon, very soon, the hoardings that you see, the advertisements that you see will sort of disappear. And you will yourself see that happening in your own lifetime. So for example, today when you go out on streets, you'll only see hoardings filled with the builders in Pune. That's all. You will not see any hoarding which belongs to any other party. That's one of the evidences. Leveraging e-marketing, how important, how effective it is. So anybody knows what is the cost of publishing an advertisement in a newspaper? Anybody? It depends on the size, it depends on supplement, it depends on which geography or area it is being circulated, which date also, placement, yes. So how is it calculated? Area. So it is calculated per square centimeter. Typical rate for advertising, so average rate of advertising per square centimeter in newspapers is north of 900 rupees. Per square centimeter, more than 900 rupees. So if you want to have a quarter page advertisement, how much will it cost? Any clues? A couple of lakhs at least. So you can see the traditional means of advertising or marketing, they cost huge bucks. Whereas with digital marketing, you can have fraction of the money being spent, at the same time getting more results. Now imagine if I spend lakhs of rupees in my Facebook campaign or my Google campaign, how much more stuff will I get? What is the shelf life of a newspaper? 1 day. It's hardly 5 to 10 minutes, right? For most it is not even that. Typically when you drink your tea or coffee, that's it. It's done. So how much attention you will grab of the reader? That's a big question. With digital marketing, you can really engage the person in front of you. You can make them recall again and again. You can approach them. They can interact with you in real time at a fraction of the cost. Have you all heard of the saying, survival of the fittest? Yes. So that's exactly what's about to happen, survival of the fittest. We constantly keep on talking to clients. We constantly keep on listening to their challenges, and they say it again and again that traditional means of marketing is becoming a huge problem for them. Problem in terms of cost, problem in terms of attention, problem in terms of actually acquiring new clients. We have a few clients who are from real estate in and around Pune. If they publish an advertisement which typically costs them 11 to 12 lakhs per pop, the walk-ins they get are hardly 8. Only 8 walk-ins, that's it. If they were to pump in that kind of a money in digital media, it would have been completely different. And that's the reality. That's how easy companies like Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Plus, okay, it's not a company but Venue, YouTube, SlideShare, that's what they are doing right now. Do you have any questions so far? Are you able to relate with what I am saying? Yes, sir. Is it making sense? Yes, sir. Sure. Yes. Okay. Then I expect questions. The presentation that I'm running in front of you is actually my client-facing presentation. And the team that we have, by the way, Tushar and Sunidhi, we have 2 more team members from your own college called Sonali and Vibhav. We are all very passionate set of people. We are around 48 of us right now at Omne Present, focusing on digital marketing and core marketing, content, user interface, user experience, and other things. We are a very passionate set of people. We don't look at our watches. We ensure that the client gets what they are looking for. We typically act as their exponential growth engine, which they can seamlessly fit into their organization without any challenge. Just to take a live example, Tushar here. So, we started his internship. When was that? 27th of May. We started his internship to approach the clients proactively, bring them on the table, share the value proposition. What was the date when you got placed?
I don't remember the day.
That's fine, that's fine. Duration?
Half month, 20 days.
Around 20 days. So he started his internship at a certain date. Within 20 days, he was already onboarded. Similar is the case with Sunidhi. So she started her internship. She was supposed to be onboarded today, but we are here today, so she will be onboarded on coming Tuesday. So this is the case like. Please be seated. So the entire group of people that we have, they have started associating with us as interns, as freshers, and slowly and steadily. There are some members who are with us since more than 4 years today. They are leading a team. They are leading a complete business unit, I would say. And that's the kind of opportunity we have because we are passionate about it. And that's one of the key things again. So always try to do something that you are passionate about. And if you do that, you will not have to work for a single day in your life. These are not my words. These are all big people's words. Typically, you will hear them from people like Steve Jobs and others, but it makes sense. One of the key things that we practice and which you all should also do while you are going to jump into your academic year is the methodology that is followed for improvement. किसी ने रोटी बनाई है कभी? Yes. So do you all remember, so whoever made it would remember their first time they made the chapati, and who all have not made it, I would request your canteen people to give you an equipment for experimentation purposes only. Don't feed it to anyone, please. Just experiment the entire process of making a perfect roti. Okay. So you first think that you want to make a right chapati. Then you actually do it, right? But the results, when you check, they are not matching with what you had thought earlier. And then you act upon it and improve it. So this is nothing but PDCA cycle in action. Plan, do, check, and act. This is the simplest form of improvement. Okay. So, by the way, this is not a one-time circle. This is not a one-time thing that happens. It's a repetitive thing. You have to keep on doing it. Fair enough. So that is called as plan, do, check, and act. With e-marketing or digital marketing, it is very simple today to have PDCA in place. Everything you do gets logged. Everything you do on Facebook, for example, or on Google, or on any online portal for that matter, it is tracked. I'll come to a slide where I can actually put a visitor in front of a score. So for example, if you have visited my site, I can associate an interest rating with you. That if your interest rating is more than 20, you are about to become my prospect. If your interest rating is more than 50, I should pick up the phone and talk to you If your interest rating is more than 80, you are about to make a transaction. Everything is tracked. And thus the plan, do, check and act analysis has become really easy and straightforward. Google deploys something called as Google Analytics. Has anybody heard of it? Yes? Has anybody? Please raise your hands if you have. No? So typically the traffic that comes on your website, and they do a lot of things, right? Now, how to track what are users doing exactly? So you have tools like Google Analytics to show you that these many users came in at this date at so and so time from these geographies, from these localities. They used such and such device to access your website. Their internet service provider is this. Their internet speed is such. You will get all the data at your fingertips. Can you imagine what you can do with this data? The analysis this data provides, you can really design your entire strategy around it. Make sense? And Google Analytics is free to use. You have a Gmail account, you can have a Google Analytics account. Okay? Try to check it for yourself to see. Again, it all needs to be basically interconnected to work in the right fashion. Again, since this is a client facing site, this is all what we help our clients to do. We help them in go to market. So for example, a client is in India and they want to set up a shop in the US or in the Middle East. We help them to do that. That could be for the company itself, or it could be for a new product or a service. So if there is a company which is about to launch a new product or a service, we help them with their go-to-market strategies. Geography expansion. Within a geography, the market penetration, market capture, corporate marketing. So these are the kind of things we actively help other organizations with. The exact concepts that we use to do it is inbound marketing and outbound marketing. Does anybody know what inbound? What is this inbound and outbound? Any idea on that? Please, yeah.
Sir, my name is Supriya Singh. I am from Durg, Chhattisgarh.
Right.
Sir, I had heard about inbound calls. Means the calls which we attend, those are
Right.
inbound.
Right.
The things which we attend are inbound, and the calls we make are outbound calls.
Simple, yeah. So this is still with respect to the calls.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking about marketing itself. What is inbound marketing and what is outbound marketing? So what you said is correct, and that's what these terms have been derived from. But any idea what is inbound marketing itself and what is outbound? Yes, please.
So my name is Supratik Sanghi. I am from Calcutta, West Bengal. Inbound marketing means marketing from which customers get attracted automatically.
Fair enough.
And outbound marketing means the marketing is done by the company for the customers.
Can you give me some examples?
Examples like in inbound marketing, we can give Flipkart.
No.
We can say.
So, no. Activities as examples. So Flipkart as a company does both inbound as well as outbound. I need the examples. What will fall under inbound? What will fall under outbound?
Like in common, if we say, like if we see a retail shop, that retail shop is giving some discounts and 50%, like 60%. So that is inbound marketing, because that discount is attracting people, attracting its customers.
No. So, see, the discount is an offering. How you promote it, that's related to inbound or outbound. So let me give an example. Thanks. So, for example, you need to buy a phone. You go to Google and you try to search, where should I buy, I don't know, the latest phone from? and it will show you some options, some websites. You see the website of your choice, you go in, you make a purchase. This was inbound marketing. You as a customer researched by your own, went to the portal, made the purchase. What is outbound? Outbound is something like you get an email saying that, oh, we have this offer, and then you go to them. That's outbound. So if I am the organization and if my customers walk up to me, that's inbound marketing. If I walk up to the customers and tell them about my products and services, that's outbound marketing. Simple? Simple. What should a company invest in, inbound or outbound? Outbound? Why?
Because the inbound people will come, they will come, but the outbound they will not come easily.
Right. Can you please repeat with the mic?
Actually, sir, the inbound people will come not easily. Easily they'll come, but the outbound people will not come easily. You have to attract them to come in the portal.
What about others? Any other views? What should a company invest in, inbound or outbound? Yes, please. Thanks.
So the company should invest in inbound marketing because if a person wants to purchase something and he just wants something, then it would be much easier than doing a process and sending emails to many of them, because if I want to get something, then it is on my own interest, and to get others interested in the outbound process, it is much difficult than inbound process.
Fair enough, fair enough. Points well made. So to answer this question, please have a seat. There is no right and wrong here. It's about the company's products and services, the strategy the company has, that will really decide what the company should invest in. So for example, if it is an enterprise level product, so for example, if it's an ERP software, by the way, we have companies like Oracle, BMC Software, SAP and others, we are working very closely with their partners. These are enterprise level software. If you really want to sell it, people will, the chances of people coming to you via Google are pretty bleak. So you may also have to approach the clients proactively. At the same time, such software needs a lot of educating to the client. A lot of client enablement is required even before the purchase decision is made. So that category is inbound, where you will publish white papers, case studies, use cases, and educate the client as to how this product or service will help. So that's considered as inbound. So to answer this question, there is no right and wrong here. A perfect company would deploy both inbound as well as outbound within their organization, because that's when they get 100% of the attention from the prospects. Make sense? For example, our own organization, there are two verticals. One is an inbound marketing vertical, which does a lot of digital marketing campaigns to attract prospects. And there is an outbound marketing team which does a research, which does a lot of analysis as to who the prospect is, how would they need our solution, who the buyer is, whom should we go ahead and contact, and they proactively contact these people. They explain the value proposition, and then they make them sit on the table. Right. So the right way for an organization would be to deploy inbound as well as outbound in a balanced fashion. Make sense? Yeah. These are some numbers. If an organization were to deploy their inbound and outbound in the proper fashion, these are a few numbers that profitability for the organization, in our case, our clients, they have seen an increase of 18% on an average. 24% of revenue or asset increase has been witnessed by them. and they have seen the lead count increasing by 43%. So my question to you is, will these organizations fail now? No, right? Will they not grow? They will grow. So by doing what we do, we have solved this problem. So now the statistics have started to change, and we have taken that first step in our own small little way. So our clients, we have around 26 of them as on today, more in pipeline. They have seen this kind of a growth, which transparently means that if they were to do it more of this in a proper strategic manner, they will definitely grow ahead. Fair enough? So let me tell you as to let me come to a section where what is in your control. So if you have to get off the escalator, how would you do it? So these are some components of e-marketing that if you proactively study, you can see your career getting shaped very easily. Just to give you a background, I am myself, I did my 1st to 10th from Mumbai in a new batch. So you understand a new batch. So it's the fresh curriculum. So we never had books. So if the duration of the school term is 1 year or whatever, 8, 9, 10 months, we did not have books for first 6 months. So, but we still had exams, we still had sessions, and we had to write by our own selves. So I never had the opportunity to mug up anything. Okay, and that's why you see my slides. I mean, they have text, but I hardly read them. I cannot mug anything. Then I did my commerce, 11th and 12th in commerce. I was in Mithaibai College in Mumbai. I pursued commerce only because my parents had their own business, and the mindset was that I'll be doing that. Commerce is just, for me, was another degree to get married. Hard fact, yes, but I used to go to my shops right from my 5th standard. So I was always in sales and marketing in some way or the other. I used to do social media marketing or inbound marketing as well as outbound marketing from that stage. So we have, we sell temples. So you know temples at homes that you keep, wooden temples. So we make them, we sell them. So I used to stand outside of Hanuman Mandir in Kandivali with printed Hanuman Chalisa, at the end of which there was the address and name of our shop. And that's where it all started. After pursuing my 11th, 12th in commerce, by the way, taking a step further, around 9th standard I was introduced to computers. And I used to play a lot of games. And that's what inclined me more towards IT. During my 12th standard, that was SYJC Commerce, there was a new batch or new curriculum coming out called BSc in IT, where commerce students could be admitted. I pursued that. And then I did my MBA in IT. Today I am doing sales and marketing. I am in charge of the entire business unit, which has 48 people within Omne Present itself. If we talk about Vyom, I am one of the business verticals. If we talk about our principals, the country heads, the CEOs of various organizations talk to us as to how we can help them grow ahead. The point that I am trying to make is, don't stay limited to something. If you have a talent, explore it. This college is one of the best ways you can be in a right environment and explore your talents, see what you really like, genuinely like, what you genuinely enjoy, what you genuinely can excel in, and then do it. Omne Present is one of the places where you can experiment it. So we are working with some of the faculty members here to check how, if you wish to explore your talents, how you can do it with Omne Present. So with time you will get that news flash as well. Is all of this making sense? Any questions so far? By the way, what's the time? I mean, how much time we are left with? We have time, right? Okay. Please let me know if I'm going overboard. I hope you are enjoying it. Yes, sir. Good. ना कोई बोलेगा तो नहीं. ठीक है. So some of the places where the control is in your hands are these. These are the things that I am about to tell you where you may explore your interest areas. Corporate identity is one of them, one of the foremost of them, where you can choose to experiment with colors, color palettes, logos, look and feel, the way in which something is branded, for example. What should the brochures be like? What should the corporate identity be like? What should the collaterals or presentations be like? What should be the logo, the colors of the logo? What should the logo itself be like? What should be the tagline, etc., etc. So it's what is corporate identity? It is completely it's a set of complete things that an outsider identifies the organization with. Makes sense. So you will see FedEx being written in a certain way. You will see Google changing its logo again and again through a certain way. You will see all these things happening because there is a certain way of doing it, and that is corporate identity. So typically, if you are a creative person, if you like to play around with colors and shapes and text, this is something that you can explore with. Typically, people who make their careers in corporate identity. Okay, so typically the careers that everything that I am about to say, people. I mean, if you were to make the careers in that, it's completely priceless. So just to give you an example, you can actually be in control of certain things which will help a client company to grow ahead. You are in charge of ensuring that somebody else's company is able to survive because of you. The peace that you will get while being in charge of something like this is completely different, right? So everything that I am about to tell you, it's all priceless, right? But still, if we have to put a number to it, it's great. You just have to prove your previous success stories. Okay. Website. Do you know what is responsiveness for a website? Yes, please.
Hello sir, my name is Bhagyashree Lokre.
Yes.
A responsive website is which can be run on all the platforms. Either it is
Perfect.
mobile, it is tablet or PC.
Correct. Perfect. Great. So this is, please have a seat. So excellent answer there. So a responsive website is one that runs on any device, any platform. Google, as of 21st of April 2015, they have publicly announced that they will not support a non-responsive website. So for example, if you open a website in your cell phone or a tablet, and if there is a horizontal scroll bar, it is non-responsive. The problem with non-responsive website is they are not user-friendly. They are not device-friendly. People will not be able to see the information properly. So hence there is a concept called as fluid design. So fluid is nothing but imagine this bottle of water and the water inside it. So the website itself is like the water. It can go into any container. So if you pour this water into a glass, it will take the shape of the glass. If you have it in bottles of different shapes, it will take their shape. So similarly, this site will open everywhere in a uniform fashion, be it any browser, be it any device. This is one of the very latest things that is happening around. More than 65% of Fortune 500 companies do not have a responsive website. What does it tell you? That's the opportunity. Content generation. Now, everybody, if we want to search something, where do we go? Google. Perfect. So the way in which Google identifies content or sites, the way in which Google identifies sites is on the basis of content. Content is the key for search engine optimization. So we'll come to SEO later, but how do you make something really attractive? How do you make a content really attractive? It really depends on how much information you are putting in there, how much knowledge, thought leadership you are putting in there, how are you communicating it. So there are various ways of communicating a certain content. It can be in pure text, or it can be even text plus graphics or infographics. So it really depends on how attractive your content is, how relevant users are finding your content. That's what Google looks at when they decide whether your site will come on top or not. Okay, so content is the key. So if you like to write, if you like to play around with words, this is the thing to be in. Taking a step back, if you like to really visualize the concepts that this is how a message should be passed, this is the content, it should be passed in a certain way of a story. If you like little bit of web development, this is the thing to experiment with. Social media marketing. Does everybody have a Facebook account? Does everybody have a LinkedIn account? The voice is getting slower and slower, so I assume not. So if you have a Facebook account, great. Try to think how you can use Facebook for business. Oh yes, we can use it. Okay. If you have a LinkedIn account, of course LinkedIn is a business network. Get onto it. So when you pass out, you already have a pretty healthy account. Okay. Network with people. That's the only place where you will be able to talk to a CEO, or for that matter any CXO at the same level, and they will respond to you. And always think how this media can be used for business. And there are many. There is Google+, there is YouTube, there is SlideShare, there is Twitter, there is Instagram, there is Flickr, whatnot. And every day you get more and more. So ask yourself, how can this be used for business? If you can prove that you can have a good business case for a product or service, you can get a job very easily. It's that simple. Marketing advisory and support. This is a role where a lot of dynamic attitude is required, where a lot of market analysis and market understanding is required. For example, a client will walk up to you and say that, okay, I'm really strong in India, I'm not at all present in the Middle East, what should I do? Or they will say, I'm very strong in the US, I want to come to geographies like Middle East and India, what should I do? Or they will ask, what should I do? Should I go for inbound or outbound? And so on and so forth. So this role or this category requires you to be really dynamic. You should really know what goes in the market space, what is the situation with other product or service companies out there. So if you know that, you can really give out a good advice, good piece of advice, and people will listen to it. Gartners and Forresters of the world are here because of this. Yeah. Infographics and landing pages. If you are good storytellers, if you can really pass on a message without even saying it, so this is a category for that. Presenting a set of information with graphics. This is all about that. I understand you all may be having laptops. You all have Microsoft Office. So there is a tool called Smart Art within Microsoft Office. I mean, it's mostly with Word, PowerPoint, and others. Use it. So that's one of the most basic tools with which you can create infographics. And you will see the information that you want to present will have a huge impact because of a small tweak. Okay? Any questions so far? None? HTML mailers, again, similar to the websites. If you like a little bit of coding, a little bit of graphics designing, if you understand the message well, you can experiment with this. Today, even after social media and search engines and whatnot, email marketing is the highest level of priority for all marketers, because it still has huge amount of results associated with it. Okay? Paid ads or remarketing. Google, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, for all these networks, their main line of business is advertisement. That's how they make money. That's how people are investing in them. If you know how to get clients, more and more clients with paid ads, that works really well. Typically, every organization has a set budget for this kind of an activity. It's pretty simple and straightforward. All you need to know is how these different social networks work. You need to know what are these concepts behind remarketing. What are cookies, for example, not the ones that we eat. Okay, no, we did not get the joke right. So it works with something called as cookies. So cookies get stored on your machine whenever you visit a website, right? So the paid ads and the remarketing concept works around it. So if you can design a flow by which a visitor, if they have walked away from the site, if you can make them return and make that purchase, you are the king or queen. Yeah. Marketing automation. So this is one thing that I was talking about earlier, that we can trace each and every visitor. What are they doing? What are they up to? What will they do next? Kind of things. So imagine if you get an email. So one of the first things is one touch point. So there should be one touch point. So let's take a story where you all get an email with, say, someone who is trying to sell you something, and you click on it. So once you open it, you land on that person's website. As soon as you land there, through cookies, that website starts tracking you, that you are the visitor. So that's where you start appearing at the top of the pyramid. This is nothing but a pipeline. So the screen is not clear, but this is a funnel. Okay. So you start becoming at the top of the funnel. So you are called as a cold lead. Okay. So that is somebody who opened the email, who clicked on the email, and who came to the website. Once you come to the website, you visit multiple pages, you click on various call to action buttons, you download a white paper or a case study. Depending on what you do, you really are actually walking towards the next step of the pipeline. Slowly you are becoming into a warm lead. So when my team gets such intimation, they actually pick up the call, pick up the phone and call the prospects that, oh, you downloaded a white paper or a case study. How did you like it? What can we help you with next? So they may say that, okay, I need a demo or I need this. They may say something. They may ask for more details. They may mature towards the next stage, or they may just say that I was just looking. I'll call back after some time. The prospect again comes after a while and tries to hit on a very important call to action button, say request for a demo or request for a POC or submit an RFP. So that's when the thing is supposed to be very hot. Your sales team, or in our case, my sales team, they get this intelligence and they call these prospects proactively. The conversation they have is at a very next stage. It's something like, yeah, okay, I'm interested, how should I buy it? It's that mature. So that's where the marketing automation tools really help. Previously we had things like CRM. Today everybody is doing this. Some of the players in this space are Salesforce and HubSpot. We are partners to them. So if you, coding is not required here. You should functionally know what to do when. That's all. Make sense? Finally, business intelligence. So everything that we do, I talked briefly about Google Analytics. Everything that the audience does on our website is it's captured step by step. You will know everything that they did, right from where did they come from, which campaigns did they come from, whether it was paid or free, whether they came in from search engines or social media, what time of the day did they come at, etc., etc., geography, language. You will know everything. By analyzing all that, you can take that step, the PDCA step, plan, do, check and act. That can be done only after thorough business intelligence. Outbound marketing. So outbound marketing itself is a huge set of things. It has so our team basically researches the prospects, they analyze their organizations, they analyze what will be the value proposition if we have to give them. They will analyze who is the economic buyer. They will analyze things like who can be the champion. And then they make that phone call. It is not cold calling, by the way. It is not. They do all these research and then they make their call. So if, for example, if I were to make, if I understand that, okay, there is a company out there who is facing certain challenges, and then I exactly know what challenges they have, I have the solution for that challenge with myself. And if I make a phone call, it's not a cold call anymore. Even if the prospect is sitting in a meeting room, in a conference, they will actually walk out and talk to us. That's the kind of impact our outbound marketing has. Make sense? Finally, it's not over yet. What to do is repeat. So taking a step back again, a successful organization is the one which deploys both inbound as well as outbound in a balanced fashion. That's what will sort of get the most results for organizations. Each of the things that I said, you have ample of resources online. You can experiment with them by yourself. You'll have the opportunity to experiment with them through Omne Present also with the time. There are a few success stories. This is from an Oracle partner. We help them to increase their visibility in India, South Africa, Middle East, and Europe. They managed their year 2 or H2. So year is divided in 2 halves, H1 and H2. We help them to increase their H2 target projections and targets, of course. There is an SAP partner that we are working with. We help them with outbound marketing, road shows, and qualified leads. There is a Salesforce partner who had real difficulties to spread in a marketplace. There was huge challenges because they are very, very expensive when it comes to a solution. They are market leaders, but it is still expensive. So they had troubles in the Middle East. We helped them to set up their shop. Finally, BMC Software. So BMC Software themselves are our clients, our partners, and we help them with a lot of marketing initiatives. Very strong bond we share with them. These are all enterprise level accounts. Anybody from Mumbai? So this is not that BMC. So this basically brings me to the end of the session here, which focused on what are the buyers like today, what are the sales cycles like, how can you try to make the difference, and how we make the difference in the marketplace by doing what we do. Any questions for me? Yes, please.
So my name is Kilol Vaid and I am from Jamshedpur, Jharkhand.
Sure.
So my question to you is, so as you said in previous sites that logo, company changes its logo, but sir, a logo is an identity of that company. So sir, why they changes the logo? Why they changes the? So
Correct. So very good question. We recently went through this cycle with BMC software itself. They had a certain, please have a seat. They had a certain logo and they wished to change it. Google changes their logo, I don't know, every day almost. See, it's really a company's point of view, how they want to portray themselves. It's an identity, yes, but with changing times, a changing logo is very important. It is absolutely important. So somebody might want to portray that yes, we are fresh, we are not old anymore, we are rejuvenated, we have new colors, we have new ideas, we want to experiment with them. So there could be multiple reasons why a company decides to change their logo. There is no hard set rule that you cannot change that logo. No, you can definitely change. You can change it every day. The real question you should ask is, why do you need to change? What are the implications? What are the results this change of logo will bring? So for example, BMC software again, they had a certain logo. They were a public company. They became private, and they wanted to showcase to the world that they are not old anymore. They are fresh and new, and they are strong more than ever. They changed their logo colors, their logo itself. They had their entire philosophy behind the logo revamped. So that's how people do it. And their entire stationery and everything will change after that. So it is mostly to portray what a brand stands for. So if that changes, changing the logo makes sense, right? Yes. We are doing that again with one of our clients called Tunum. So they wanted to give that fresh look. So from a computer software, they are sort of trying to become showcase like an app, an app for the new world, for their learning and development teams. So yeah. Yes, please.
So my name is Ninad and I'm from Ahmedabad. Sir, you just said in the previous slides that Facebook can be used as a platform for advertising or marketing.
Right.
Is it really possible to market almost every product on Facebook?
Right. Very, very good question. So I have a client who is into aeronautics. There is another client who is into government tenders and other things. We do not suggest them to go and advertise on Facebook. Typically, mostly it works with B2C kind of companies, where the company is directly selling to the client, and the visitors visit the Facebook. That's the best way to engage on Facebook. But on the other side, companies are using Facebook as a very important tool for attracting talent also. So there it sort of makes sense to be present there, to showcase to the world, to prospective employees, how employee friendly company you are. So it's just another social media. It has its own strengths. It is very strong when it comes to remarketing. You can actually make a custom audience. So for example, if I have your email IDs, I can make a custom audience on Facebook. I can make an advertisement which will be shown only to you and to nobody else. So for example, if this event is happening and if I were to advertise it to you guys, you will keep on seeing that this is an event, it's going to be scheduled at this date, I'm the speaker. It will give you a top of the mind recall, right? So it's really a choice that these are the benefits if you choose it, these are the pros, these are the cons, right? Thanks. Anybody else? Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
My name
afternoon.
is Saurabh Kothari. I am from Jodhpur, Rajasthan.
Yes.
Sir, you told about inbound and outbound marketing. Sir, is it related to economics? Like inbound if an industry is monopoly market type, so it need not to or for inbound marketing.
See, no, it really doesn't depend on that. It's more like what is the growth that as a company you wish to have. So if as a company I wish to grow at a certain pace, at a certain speed, in a certain geography, in a certain way, that's when this inbound and outbound will come into the picture. It's not really related to economics and such concepts. No.
Like sir, Paytm.com, where a customer go directly.
So Paytm, if you see, they are doing a lot of advertisements on radio. Does anybody listen to the radio? So they are doing the advertisements there. So that is outbound marketing, right? So it really depends on. See, it's the medium. I mean, it's the way in which you approach the buyer. So if as a company I am going to the buyer, it's outbound. If the buyer is proactively coming to us, it's inbound. It's just the way of reaching out. That's all.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Yes, please.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon.
I'm Monica Shrivastava.
Yes, please.
Actually, sir, I completed my graduation with a stream of Bachelor in IT.
Okay.
So, what stream, what specialization I choose for?
So the question is, what do you like? What do you like doing?
Basically, sir, my work experience is the account faculty.
No, I'm not asking about your experience. What do you like to do?
Marketing sector that I.
Marketing, right? So as being from an IT side, you can really explore how can you conduct your marketing campaigns using website. You can really go hands-on on the technology front also. That okay, we see a website, but how do we really build it with a certain storyline, keeping the consumer in the mind. So you can play that role very well. You can also try to look at some more things like how do you make responsive mailers. You can look at marketing automation and CRM also. So being from IT and with this program that you are going to go through at this college, you can experiment with these things, and I think that will make a good amount of difference. Right? Thank you.
Thank you.
Any more questions? Okay, so sure, none. So I think yeah. So I'm done with the set of my side. If you have any queries, you're free to send me an email. Normally I respond very quickly. Thank you very much for being such a patient audience. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much.